Welcome to Fright Night! Todd, 1 year ago at this very event, you and I, we wrestled to a draw. And then the rematch, once again, we wrestled to a draw. It's been over a year, and I want one of us to win right now. So I'm saying for the third time, you and me, one-on-one, there must be a winner. What do you guys say?
Sexton, we've already seen in action against Jean-Pierre Royer against Stephen the Fever Walters.
And again, a match that I could have easily done without. I don't care if they're both amazing competitors. I am so sick of Stephen Walters. Now let me ask you this. Jean-Pierre had to come in and basically take the ring hostage to get a match. But Stephen the Fever Walters skips out to the middle of the ring, and he's allowed to do whatever he wants because of owner Franklin Dove. I don't understand this.
Well, that's how Todd Sexton got his first match. He came out and took the challenge of JP.
I don't understand it. You know, you have great talent like Jean-Pierre that are fighting, and then you have Stephen Walters, the bane of my existence. You know, the rules the roost here in Anarchy Wrestling.
Now, does it bother you that you didn't have the gumption to go out there and challenge Sexton?
In a heartbeat, I would challenge Sexton, but too bad he's already in a match, so now I can't challenge him, so I have to sit back here and watch.
He's already wrestled twice tonight now.
No, I'm not going to challenge Todd Sexton. I have a...
You could challenge Stephen Walters?
No, okay, listen here. I have a very serious medical condition right now. I bruised my coccyx.
You cracked your coccyx?
I bruised my coccyx. So I cannot participate. You know what? These fans came here because they thought that Andrew Pendelton III was going to be in action.
That explains that, like, horseshoe thing you're sitting on.
Well, you know, again, a bruised coccyx is no laughing matter. It's a very serious medical condition. So I'm going to sit here and do my job. I suggest you do yours, and let's call this match.
I'm surprised you're not standing here doing your job. That's got to be painful.
It doesn't feel good. And Stephen Walters obviously having the upper hand here because Todd Sexton's already wrestled competitor Jean-Pierre. So the question is, does you know, because the match was so quick in the beginning, is that really just, is Todd Sexton warmed up now, or does Stephen Walters have the advantage?
Well, Walters is trying to wear down the arms of Sexton. Sexton winning the opening contest with that single leg crab. So if you alienate the arms, but roll up.
And again, you know, to give credit where credit is due, Todd Sexton may be one of the best technical wrestlers in Anarchy Wrestling or anywhere in the United States of America. Now, as far as Stephen Walters, you can say the same. One of the best technical wrestlers in the sport today. That man has been all over the world showing and honing his craft. Been to Europe, been to Japan.
Well, just this week returned from a very brief tour of Mexico.
And again, you talk about that knowledge that's gained being international, all the stuff that he learns he can use in this match. But Todd Sexton having the upper hand, or upper foot, I might say, with that drop kick right to the face of Stephen Walters.
Uppercut rocks the Fever into the corner.
taking Stephen Walters back to Europe with that uppercut.
Shoulder thrust to the midsection and another uppercut.
So my question is, do you hate Stephen Walters as much as I hate Stephen Walters?
I have nothing against Stephen Walters other than one of the last times he was here, he took my glasses and I couldn't see half the match.
Yeah, see?
Commentary on.
And that's that's the man that these people look up to, Stephen Walters. And everybody's cheering him on, but look at him. Something about him just drives me insane.
Well, it was just a couple of weeks ago in Anarchy that we saw the Fever take the Anarchy Heavyweight Champion Cheater to the test. Cheater with the big victory, and wholehearted victory, you know, with the belly-to-belly and the big splash. is Walter still feeling any effects from that? That was a 475-pound man.
Trust me, when you get in the ring with a monster like Jeter, you feel the effects for a long time. And not only physical effects, think about the emotional and the psychological effects of that match. After being crushed and beaten like that, takes a lot out of a competitor. So, you know, is he 100%? I would say physically or mentally he's not. But then again, that does even the odds. You have Todd Sexton that wrestled a match already.
A full Nelson suplex into a beautiful bridge.
And almost a 3 count there, you know, just as quick as we're talking with one another. That's how these two competitors know each other. As we talked about 2 years ago, match, no winner. About a year ago, another match, no winner. So we need a winner tonight. You heard them agree. There has to be a winner. This match will go on as long as there needs to be to have a winner.
Well, look at the back and forth as Walter's into the rope. Slides down, back into that single leg crab.
That's the same crab that he won our opening match with against Jean-Pierre.
You hear the crowd here in Cornelia chanting tap. I've never seen a crowd more into submission wrestling than here in Anarchy.
This crowd wants to see someone tap. Again, Todd Sexton, one of the masters of submission wrestling, they know when he's in the ring, somebody's going to tap out.
Walter's able to get out into an STF. Wrenching back, sitting on the ankle.
But again, we hear the tap chants for Stephen Walters as well. I mean, this crowd is divided on our two competitors. They just want to see a winner.
Referees check in. Sexton is not giving up.
Sexton is screaming that he is not going to tap. You know, this match is basically now 3 years in the making. He's not going to give up.
Sexton was able to loosen the grip of the Fever, and Walters breaks the hold. Might be taken to the friendly skies.
You know, the one thing about Anarchy Wrestling is the skies are never too friendly.
This is very true.
As we see there, another headbutt from Todd Sexton. He's home. He may hurt himself more than he hurt Stephen Walters.
Walters is trying to get up to the top rope.
And he may go back in to the outside into that guardrail if he can't hold on.
Trying to get his balance. Uppercut rocks. His foot's caught in the middle rope. Walters is trying to pull himself back up to at least a seated position.
And Todd Sexton going to the outside of the turnbuckle here. And the question is, what type of maneuver do you think he has planned?
Could be a head scissor. Well, it's getting very dangerous as they're both. Walters has Sexton up onto his shoulders. Fireman's carry, but Sexton elbows back.
These men are literally fighting.
And a hurricane from the top. And a big knee to the face of the Fever. Back elbow by Walters sends Sexton down to the canvas.
Both men are down, and that was just an amazing fight off the top rope here. Yeah, I've never seen two competitors fight that long on top of the turnbuckle.
And that's such a dangerous area to be. There's no padding on the floor, so if you fall, it's going to be a hard landing on a hardwood floor, something you know a lot about.
Yeah, I mean, that almost cost me my career diving out of that ring almost a year ago at Seasons Beatings. And, you know, you just can't imagine how dangerous it is to be in that ring, especially on the top rope. And the question is, this crowd is, look at this crowd. They're electrified with this match.
They, you know, even though this was not something they expected, submission applied.
And he has a standing, almost front chancery. He has that arm locked. He's...
Back body drop. Oh, what's a flip?
Wow. Have you ever seen wrestling like this at Anarchy?
And a flip. 1, 2.
And rolls into another pin attempt.
And again.
Another pin attempt.
Well, they're all the way around. They said that's enough of that. Rear waist lock could be O'Connor roll.
Goes for an O'Connor roll.
And the
bridge.
What? Well, wait a minute. Whose shoulders were down? It looked to me like Walters.
Both of the...
Well, wait.
I have just been informed by the official that both men's shoulders were on the mat. Therefore, there is no It is a draw. The decision is a draw.
Well, we thought there was going to be a winner. We thought we were going to have a winner.
And we hear this crowd that is itching for this. They say, let them fight. Let them keep going. The fans in attendance want to see it. The fans at home, I know, want to see it. Let these guys fight. Now the question is, will Franklin Dove allow them to continue?